Hello, this video is for Station 4, measuring density to identify a substance. Imagine that you are the head of construction for a railroad company. It is your first day on the job, and the company wants you to gather the supplies to set up some new tracks for a new railroad line. You know that you will need steel for the tracks, but there are 3 different materials in the warehouse, and you don't know which one is the steel. If you choose the wrong material, it will cost the company millions of dollars and you will lose your job. Fortunately, you know that you can use the density to figure out which material is the steel. You already know the volume of all your objects. In this station, you will determine the identity of all 3 materials. So we have 1 electronic scale, 1 formula chart, 3 density cubes, and 1 density chart. Okay, so you're going to go in your packet to your Station 4 data table. So follow along with this one really carefully because I'm not going to be writing, but I'm going to be explaining what goes in each thing. So we're going to start with cube number 1. So here is cube number 1. I'm going to turn on my electronic scale. I'm going to make sure it's set on grams. Yes. I'm going to turn on my electronic scale until it says 0. I'm going to put on cube number 1. Okay, so the mass is 47. So on my data table, I'll write 47 for the mass. Then I'm going to calculate the density. So I have my mass, I have my volume, and then the formula for density is mass divided by volume. So I'm going to take my mass of 47, divided by my volume, which is 15.625. And I get 3.008. So if I look on my chart, so I would write 3.0 for density here. And if I look on my chart, I need to find the substance with a density closest to 3.0. So that's too far. 2.8 is close to 3.0, and that is my closest. So I'm going to predict that substance 2 is, or 1 is aluminum, and I'm going to write aluminum on space number 1. Here's how you spell aluminum. And I'm going to write that as object number 1. Okay, I'm going to fix my electronic scale because it doesn't say 0. I'm going to get cube number 2, put it on my scale. Okay, I'm going to write 126 under mass here, 126. So I'm going to do 126 divided by 15.625, and I get 8.0, or yeah, 8.0. So I'm going to write 8.0 right here. Okay, then I'm going to check my list and find the one that's closest to 8.0. I've got 2 that are 8s, but this is closer to 9 and this is closer to 8. So I'm going to say that substance 2 is steel, and then I'm going to write steel for object 2. And I'm going to fix my scale again. Keeps getting mad at me because I leave the cube on it. And this one is 22, so I'll write 22 here, and then I'm going to do 22 divided by 15.625, and I get 1.4. So I'm going to look for the one that's closest to 1.4. So I've got a lot of 1s. I got a 1.2, 1.1, and 1.3. The closest one to 1.4 is going to be PVC. So I would write PVC on this one right here. Okay, that's station number 4.